Welcome to another edition of Worst Case Scenario Podcast. We are here to talk AEW Double or Nothing. It is your host, Big Bill. I am here with
Bennett.
and we are here to talk about AEW and Double or Nothing.
The pay-per-view tonight.
The big pay-per-view. We're going to do a rundown of the matches.
It's not big. It's going to be great. It's great.
Well, we're going to see. We're going to go live now on YouTube. So we're going to see, run down the matches and give our opinions on who we think is going to win, how the storyline's going, and just break it down. So what's the first match we got for us tonight, Bennett?
Well, they actually got a couple of buy-in matches to start off with. It's not actually on the pay-per-view, so they're going to give you basically two free matches. This is how it was listed on the website as the order. So we'll see if it usually don't play out like that. Usually it switches up a little bit, but this is how they have it, like I said, on the website in order. So the first buy-in match is the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass versus Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony.
Oh, boy, they're starting off with a barn burner, aren't they?
Is Max going to rap tonight?
He usually does.
It's a hit and miss lately.
But let's be honest. The Acclaim have been buried, lost. At one time, they were a hot act. I remember taking my son, Makai, to the pay-per-view or to Dynamite up in Indy, and he got their shirt, and they were once so over. Everybody was all, oh, scissor me, daddy. And they have been now buried to the opening match on the buy-in preview against Brian Cage, who was never relevant in this company, and the Gates of Agony, who aren't relevant in any way, shape, or form. What is your opinion on these wrestlers, Bennett?
Needless to say, I like the Acclaim. I find them entertaining. Billy Gunn is aged, but like he can still go. Still looks great.
He might be the best one out of everybody in this match.
On the other side, you got Brian Cage. He looks great too. He's got an awesome physique, but I like sometimes I don't mind watching Brian Cage wrestle. I just think it needs to be limited. I think when they let him go for over 8 minutes, he starts to do kind of, I don't know, stuff that just, I know he's trying to show off his agility for how big he is, but come on, man. You don't have to do super kicks. You ain't trying to, don't do no flips or some jumping outside. You're a big guy. Stick to the big guy shit.
He's acting like he weighs 150 pounds. Doing those moves, it's impressive for a guy like his size.
But don't do it every match.
Brian Cage is every bit of 280 pounds of just stacked on muscle.
Yeah,
it is impressive, but they've never done anything with him.
No.
So why do we care about Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony? They left. They're no longer with Nana and Swerve, the champion. They turned their back on him. And what did they get for that? Did they get thrusted into the main event scene? Nope. Regulated to the buy-in.
I think they did that more along the lines of like just Swerve was babyface and them guys did not fit the profile. You don't want the babyface to have a heel group behind him.
But a common problem with AEW is, why is this match happening? What is the story behind this match?
I think it's just a filler.
It's just a filler. That's all it is.
And as far as the Gates of Agony, I think they look great. I think
if they were in the bloodline,
you could do something with these guys. I love their look, but you're basically looking at the job squad. So my opinion is what's going to happen is nothing different than usual. The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass are more over than Brian Cage and Gates Agony. I think they're going to go over.
I believe too. I think it's.
But again, it's just a filler match. They're all going to do all their shit, all their moves, and
2-0. It's going to be the Acclaim going over Gates of Agony and Brian Cage.
But you're wanting to start this. I mean, it's not necessarily a curtain jerk match because it's not the opener of the pay-per-view, but then again, it kind of is, at least for the live crowd there. And this is, man, when you want to start out your show, you want something to get the people into it right off the bat.
Well, you want them to buy the pay-per-view. You want to give them.
I'm not going to buy the pay-per-view.
Based on this match alone.
We are going to buy the pay-per-view, but yeah, just watching this match, and it doesn't get any better from there.
By the way, before we go, how many matches are listed for this?
It's nuts, and most of them are title matches. But We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 matches.
11 matches tonight. So once again, it's guaranteed to go past midnight. But hey, most people don't have to work tomorrow because it is Memorial Day. So tell us what's match number 2.
Match number 2 is also a buy-in match. So this will not be on the pay-per-view. It's a free match for anybody. But it's Deonna Purrazzo versus Thunder Rosa.
So
and I don't stay up with Rampage. I don't stay up with Collision even that much anymore.
But this is a big match. This is a match that you could have built both women up. You could have had this match on the pay-per-view.
Is there any build up to this?
No, yeah, I've seen some of it on Dynamite. The whole thing is, I like Deonna. What do they call her? The Virtuosa.
Yeah.
I like her. I like her gimmick. Thunder Rosa was supposed to be one of the big women that they first signed. She had issues with Britt Baker before. Then she had the back issues, was gone for a year and a half, whatever it was. But this is a match that with the right build-up, this could have been a big women's match for AEW on the main card. And instead, it's
a filler.
It shouldn't have been a filler.
No, by all means, it shouldn't have been. And like I said, I don't stay up with the other programs, but with the other programs, you could easily had more than enough time to build this. Stay away from the
common problem with AEW, though. They don't do that.
And what's this? What's the end product after this? One of these, because you can consider this to be a number one contenders. Whoever wins this could be. Are they going to do that though? Is that what they're going to do? I mean, to me, it don't make any damn sense. Again, this is going to be Deonna Purrazzo she's talented in the ring. I like how they turned her heel very quickly because as soon as she made her debut and was wrestling Toni Storm, she came off as a heel. Like her entrance, she came off and she waved the cameraman off, waved the crowd off. As far as women go, like I said, they're both talented.
I think that this match will be a very good wrestling match because I believe that both women can wrestle. These are two of the better women in the women's division of AEW that can go out there and they can put on a good match. But the whole issue that I have is the story behind it. There's not much of one. It's lacking. Therefore, that does take away from it. I think it will be a very good wrestling match. I believe that Deonna Purrazzo will go over. I believe that you have to put her over. And that's what sucks, that you have two women like this that you really want it to mean something. If you're going to have them wrestle, you want two of your better women. You want them to mean something. And I just don't feel like this. It does mean anything right now, but I believe Deonna Purrazzo goes over Thunder Rosa tonight.
You'd think that since she's new and she probably needs a win, considering that she came straight in and got a title shot and lost to Toni Storm. I think her only wins were against Toni Storm's Mariah May.
Yeah.
Then you got an established name, Thunder Rosa, but she's hardly ever on the program. It's very hit and miss. So Deonna Purrazzo,
it's a case of too many
more. Thunder Rosa been wrestling less, but Thunder Rosa is the bigger name, at least in that company. I think they put Thunder Rosa over for no reason at all, just because that's what they're going to do.
I believe so too. So you think Thunder Rosa? So we're going against each other on this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we went together on one, went against each other. Third match is what?
Third match is supposed to be the first match of the pay-per-view, and it is Trent Beretta versus Orange Cassidy.
Oh, pockets, as Jim Cornette likes to call him, versus what does he call Trent Beretta? I think that's his favorite out of him.
I don't think he knocks on.
Now, what kind of match is this? Was there anything behind this?
No, actually, I do remember staying up on this. You would think this would be some kind of grudge match since Trent turned on Orange.
They've already had a match like this, though. They've already had their match.
I don't remember that.
I do.
I think
Orange
they've had tag matches.
No, they had this. They had a singles match. Orange beat Trent. Beat him.
Well, they act like it was. You would think this would be some kind of grudge match. It's not, because in the story, Trent kind of basically backed down, cowered down to Orange, and we just want to do a straight wrestling match. So we'll see what it ends up being. Not real big on this one either. Orange Cassidy is way over. I mean, I'm not saying he's terrible, but he's way overrated.
Well, since Orange beat Trent in the first match, I'm going to roll with Trent But I think something's going to happen here because you got Don Callis. That's what happened last time. Don Callis has been talking into the ear of Orange Cassidy, trying to like get him over. Now, I think what that really is I think that Don Callis is going to go with Trent Beretta. And I think he's going to help Trent Beretta defeat Orange Cassidy, a.k.a. Pocket. So I believe that tonight,
Makes a lot of sense.
Trent Beretta goes over in this match. What do you think?
I don't really give a shit, but I like the story that you just told. That makes sense.
There you go.
That makes sense for what's been going on.
But if you had to choose, what are you going with here?
You know what? I'll just go with the story you just came up with. I don't think they'll do that because that makes sense. So I think actually Orange goes over just clean.
All right. Next match.
Orange Cassidy does not take a lot of losses.
No, he doesn't. Especially for a guy that weighs 160 pounds soaking wet. But he has a huge fan base in AEW. Tony Khan loves him. And so therefore but I just feel like in the storyline that they're going, and with Orange Cassidy already having a win, Trent Beretta picks up the win here with help from Don Callis. All right, what's the next match we got on the card?
Oh boy, for the World Championship.
That is not it. That is stands for fuck the world, the FTW, a title that was made famous in ECW by Taz and Sabu. And now we got Taz's son trying to claim the belt from the Ocho. We can't even call him that now because he's one of those.
He's the learning tree.
Yeah, the learning tree, Chris Jericho.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I would want to say that Hook would get his belt back.
It's a three-way now. It's Hook, Shibata, and Jericho.
I don't know about you. I know a lot of
Did
AEW.
you watch that, how that came about?
I don't give two shits when I got a guy that talks into a phone or hits a button on the phone. Doesn't even have time to type it in and hits it, and the phone reads it out as a lady's voice.
I think it's bullshit how phony it is because he don't type nothing in. I do like it. I do think it's funny that he uses
It's funny the first time, but each time I believe
his gimmick now.
What did he just say the other day?
A towel and a cell phone.
What did he just say the other day? He said something about when he wins the title, he was going to do something. I can't even. It was supposed to be funny, and I think it did make you chuckle. I can't remember what it was, but he said once he wins the FTW title, he was going to go check something out because he heard something was good. I don't know if he's going to In-N-Out Burger. I don't know what the hell he's going to do, but in all honesty, Jericho is supposed to be pushing talent, and I feel like he's helping him, pulling him down. I do like Big Bill.
Yes, I love him.
I thought
you could do so much.
I liked Big Bill with Starks.
I like Big Bill by himself. Don't give him a different fucking name for God's sake. But
like Big Cass.
What something?
I like Big Cass. Maybe what we need is Enzo.
Awesome. He's a good wrestler. He's something else that they don't have there. You could really do something with him.
Yes.
And I think that's the reason why he's gotten attached to Jericho, because I think Jericho attached himself.
But I thought he was better, Big Bill. I thought he was better with Ricky Starks. Though that came together like that. No, and it didn't make sense in the beginning. Then once it finally started clicking,
chemistry.
They pulled it. They pulled it. And it was just like, what the hell?
Yeah, what he's doing now where he comes out with a thumbs up and waving with Jericho. And you know what? When Jericho first did that,
I don't know. I believe that I've heard you.
He's pondering to the fans because they started chanting.
Pandering.
I've
heard you do this, though. Just like what you do this with my kids. You're the learning tree, the Bennett learning tree.
I am the fucking learning tree. Fortunately, I got something to teach people out there in the world, and I don't think Jericho does. He might have a vast amount of knowledge and experience, but he sure the fuck don't teach it or share with anybody.
It's one of the few trees that I've seen that should have been burned down.
Wither and die.
Okay, in my opinion, I don't see them. They just started the learning tree. So I'm going to go ahead and say that for once, maybe they're going to keep something going, even though I'd rather see Hook win this. But I'd rather see Taz get involved. I was in the Indy when they involved Taz, and all he did was he got shut down.
Insulting?
Yeah, he pushed him down, and Taz stayed down for a push.
Don't get me on this, but also this belt is insulting. I know it was a big deal back in the day.
Well, they say it's not even recognized, but yet they recognize it on TV all the time.
It's a big deal. And oh my God.
I want to see Hook get it back, but I don't think it happens now. I think that with Big Bill,
I'm telling you,
Jericho wins.
I watch these matches. I know Hook's over, especially with that crowd. I don't think he's any good. I'm not saying he can't be, but I watch his matches and they're just.
Are you talking about Hook?
Yes.
Well, I don't like his faces. What is
terrible.
the face? The face that he made.
The wrestling is terrible. He's off. He's out of sync.
My opinion, here's what's going to happen.
Unbalanced.
A good storyline is that Hook
He sells like
goes
shit.
under the learning tree of one Samoa Joe, who his father was a big fan of and managed him in TNA, and I think in the early days of AEW. I'd like to see that. That might happen tonight, but as I'm sticking with it right now, Jericho keeps the belt by Shibata taking the pin. I don't see them making Hook take the pin. I think Shibata takes the pin tonight.
Shibata's not bad. I know some people give him shit, but I don't think he's a bad wrestler. I don't like. So it's not to say that his chops aren't nasty as shit. They are, but they don't even look good. Like they might hurt, but they don't look good. And I mean, in all actuality, you want as us both being former professional wrestlers, you want both. At least in my opinion, you want both. You want to sting your opponent a little bit. You don't want to hurt him, but you want to let them know you're there. But the main thing is you want it to look good. You want the crowd to buy into it. And his chops are so nasty, and you buy into it because you can see the opponent's skin actually like getting welted and busted, but they just don't look like they would hurt.
I agree with you.
But I mean,
we had some fans asking. We had a fan ask if we're going to be showing it. No, we're just doing a podcast today. We're not doing with actual video. We're just sitting back talking about it. We got some gardening or we got some noises in the back. Sometimes you'll hear a train. We're just outside enjoying the beautiful weather.
It's a nice day. It's
yes.
72 degrees. It's nice.
But with
nice
the sun
days.
and everything else out here, it won't look right on the thing. So we're just doing just vocal today. We're not doing any video. But who did you say would win the Jericho match? Jericho, Hook, or Shibata?
Who do I think's going to win? Who would I rather win? I don't know. I mean, Jericho's doing this thing, and he started doing it, you know what I mean, with the silly wave and everything. It was so goofy and stupid as shit. It's actually so annoying now that he is actually starting to get heat, at least with me. Like, I see him, and it makes me laugh, and I'm just like, look at this fucking moron. Look at this fucking moron. Like I said, Hook is not good. He's not good, in my opinion. Jericho has gotten older. He is not good. Shibata's halfway decent. So I think this is going to be, mark my words, I think this is going to be a train wreck, and I think it's just going to be a laugh fest.
But who wins? That's the whole thing. Who wins?
We'll give it to Jericho.
Okay, so we both agree Jericho. What's the next match we got on here now?
The IWGP World Eliminator match, Moxley versus Takeshita.
I hate eliminator matches.
I don't understand them.
Yeah, so it's
either
old
give
school.
him a fucking title shot or don't.
It's old school WWE when they used to say, if you beat this man, you get a title shot. Somehow that's become an eliminator. I think of an eliminator match where you have like 5 guys.
When's the last time someone won an eliminator match they actually hit a shot at the title?
Yeah.
Never. I've never remember seeing it ever.
Well,
ever.
Just give them a shot at the title.
Ever.
But usually when it's an eliminator match, you'll have like 5 guys and eliminate it down to 1. That guy is the guy that would take on the then champion.
It's.
I don't like it either.
It's a terrible. Idea.
At least they're not putting
give
this.
Him a fucking shot. I mean, Takeshi's he's a good wrestler, man. He's a star.
Take a shit.
Star in the making. Take a shit. He's a star in the making. So give him the fucking shot. He deserves a shot. Why you got to have a match before a match? It doesn't make sense.
I agree.
And every time you see, just like I said, every time you see an eliminator match, it's just basically, it's just a match. So the guy that's not the champ, he gets beat, like I said. And I mean, all right. So I'm trying to think of one of the last ones I've seen. And I do believe
They just Swerve beat somebody in an eliminator.
It was Kyle Fletcher.
Who would
His first title defense.
It wasn't even title defense.
No, you're right. It was because it's eliminator match.
Yeah.
But I mean, why does he even deserve a fucking match? Do away with the eliminator match. Make the matches meaningful. All right. Again, Takeshita is awesome. He's like one of my favorites there. Moxley is blah. He's just god awful. Like, he's not entertaining to me. He's not interesting to me. He's kind of like Orange. He's overrated. So
who do you say? I'm going to go ahead and say, obviously, Moxley's not going to lose the IWGP title. I'm just happy they didn't put this over.
Shot, so I think Takeshita is going to win, so he actually gets a fucking shot at it.
I guess the only way you could do that, you can't pin Moxley. You have to have him win by DQ or by count out or something like that.
You can beat Moxley. Pin the motherfucker.
I'm going to go ahead and say John Moxley wins. He beats Takeshita. He's not going to do it. Oh, and as I try to
say something interesting on commentary this last week that I overheard, that if Takeshita wins, he gets a shot at the IWGP title, and then they put this in there for whatever reason and said, no matter if John Moxley's the champion or not. So I don't know if that's because they don't know how New Japan's going to, how their storylines are going to work out. So Moxley might not have the belt by then, but Takeshita would still get a shot. But I thought that was interesting. They even put that in there.
Yeah. Well, as I've said, at least I'm appreciative they didn't put this over the AEW World title.
Please don't job Takeshita tonight.
It's going to happen. So you're saying Takeshita wins. I'm saying John Moxley wins, keeps the title.
God damn it.
What's the next match?
This is getting worse and worse. I just want to get drunk right now. What the fuck? All right. The next one is a barbed wire steel cage TNT title match with Adam Edge Copeland versus Malachi Black.
Wow.
So the barbed wire steel cage is just to keep the House of Black out.
And keep them two wrestlers in.
Again,
I
I missed this somewhere. I heard that the match got announced, but I don't know how they got to this level, this degree of violence that they're.
Well,
I understand because he's been getting jumped and beat up, and they're pushing Edge too.
He just lost.
Or he's getting ready to like lose his mind. So maybe you go off of that.
Didn't Edge just lose? He took a loss, I believe, in the three. They had a three-way match or a six-man tag team match, and Edge took the loss, took the kick from Aleister Black or Malachi Black, whatever you want to call him. Edge, Adam Copeland, whatever you want to call him. I don't see him dropping the title. This is supposed to be one that they put more time in, so I'm supposed to care about it, but I don't.
They also said if Edge loses, he needs to take a knee to the House of Black.
Yeah.
They would put him in the House of Black. He'd be a member of the House of Black.
Did you see the thing where
Why even say that?
Did you see where they dumped the liquid from like WCW? It was like a brutish type thing.
No, I didn't.
They they spilled the red blood and it went all over one of the guys from Black. I should care about this. I want to care about this match.
It is a barbed wire cage match.
I've heard that Malachi's contract is about up and that he may be leaving the company. So I want to talk even more about this, but too many titles that don't mean anything. Edge wins. What's your opinion on this?
Well, I've never seen Malachi Black in an environment like this. Edge, we've seen him in his WWE years do tables, ladder and chairs, cages, elimination chambers, stuff like that. I think he even did a Hell in a Cell. In my opinion, he's not the best person to do those. Like that. Yeah, the TLC matches were great, but don't get me wrong. Christian and Edge took part in it, but it was the Dudleys and the Hardys that stood out in it.
I'm starting to think that AEW is like becoming president. In 4 years, it adds color, it adds greatness to these people. Edge looks older. Adam Copeland looks older than he's ever looked. CM Punk looked near death by the time he got out of there. He took a couple months off, showed up at Survivor Series, looked young again. I just don't. I don't even know what to say about this company anymore. I want it to succeed. I want AEW to be a successful company. But I don't think you can do that as long as Tony Khan is the booker of this company.
I couldn't agree with you more. That guy, he might be intelligent when it comes to analytics and numbers, stuff like that. But when it comes to wrestling, I understand the product he was originally going for, sports style and all these moves and back and forth matches. But you don't need that every match. In fact, it's the opposite. You don't need that so much. It's all right to have it sometimes, here and there throughout the show, but not every match on the card needs to be 20 fucking minutes with everything he got.
I agree. Not everybody's supposed to have 5-star matches.
And I'm not interested in that.
I'm not either.
I'm less interested when the match comes along in the main event, and I've already seen everything done.
Well, I think that we'll both agree that we want to see an awesome 5-star wrestling match. People want to see that. But it takes a little bit away from it if there's no story behind it.
Give me some squash matches. Give me some comedy stuff. Give me where you don't have to go that long and see all these. And all these guys have awesome fucking moves. They have all of them have great moves. Every single one of them on the roster. I don't need to see every single move they got every single time. It actually makes it so bland that you know that move's coming sometime in the match. So the only thing you're doing is looking for a counter to it, probably another counter to it, and then eventually they hit the move. And it's so, with all that shit, you could be so entertaining as like you don't know when it's going to happen. But instead, you kind of know what's going to happen as the match plays out. 20 minutes of a match, and you can call it from start to finish, from bell to bell.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I agree. What's your opinion? Who wins this match?
I'm going to go with Malachi Black.
So you think Adam Copeland's going to bend the knee to the Black?
I would love to see that. I'd love to see where that story would go. That's why I'm going to.
That's why it won't happen. Okay, so we went against each other. I went with Adam Copeland. He's going with Malachi Black. What's the next title match? Because we know it's a title.
Yeah. It is the international title. Roderick Strong versus Will Ospreay.
I think that we're going to be unanimous on this. I think they're going to feed. It'll be a good match because I believe Roderick Strong can wrestle. Will Ospreay can wrestle, as we all know. I believe Will Ospreay, though, goes over, wins his first title in the company. And I think this just leads to him getting a world title shot at All In Wembley in front of his own countrymen. What do you think?
I think it's going to be an excellent match. It'd probably be match of the night, I would say. Roddy's great. I think he's a great wrestler. The gimmick leaves a little bit to be desired. I mean, this was supposed to be the head heel faction in the group when they first made it, when they turned on MJF. And now they're just fucking hardly nowhere to be found on any of the shows. They pop up here and there. The Elite has taken over that spot.
Not by well, I guess it's by choice.
But they designed it. They designed the whole story.
The devil.
Leading up to that. Yes. For this to be the head heel faction.
What are they? The undisputed kingdom?
Yes.
Shitty. They aren't they're the undisputed shit fucks is what they are. I don't
Will
like
Ospreay. I'm not going to go into a 5-minute Gus session over Will Ospreay. I will say this: Will Ospreay is probably inside the ropes.
I will go ahead and say it.
Best wrestler.
Bennett's Will Ospreay dick rider, 100%.
He's the best wrestler I've ever seen, and it's not just him. He does something that I always paid attention to when I wrestled was the little details. And I thought everybody else, that's why I stood out. I thought everybody else didn't pay attention to those little things. Just your facial movements, how you bump, how you take the other person's move.
Say it one time for us.
What's that?
Come on.
Say what?
What's Will Ospreay say all the time? Say it for us one time. What's his one word that he said? Bruv. Come on, bruv.
Yeah, and he is entertaining on the mic too, but just everything that he does, man, he is the best wrestler I've probably ever seen in my life.
That's saying something.
That is saying something. I'm not saying he's most entertaining as far as like mic skills and everything put together and promos. Like I said, his promos ain't bad, but actually like inside the ropes, like the guy does his bumps, the way he delivers moves.
Well, there was something recently. I'm going to go talk about it. Go ahead and say so you agree Will Ospreay wins this?
I don't think you can beat Ospreay this time.
Okay.
Even if you're using the Undisputed Kingdom to try to get one up over him, I still don't think you can beat him at this time. I
wanted to ask you once because a few weeks ago, I believe it was on Collision, they had a match where it was I think it was one of the two guys from FTR. I think it was not the guy that pulled out the gun trying to shoot somebody on the freeway. I think it was the bald-headed one with the mustache. Dax. Dax wrestled a guy by the name of Tommy Billing, the Dynamite Kid.
Yeah.
Did you see that? What'd you think about that dude?
I didn't see it.
Dude, he looked just like he's the nephew.
Seen the news feed of it and everything. Yeah, I seen that.
He had the look. It's like stepping back to the 80s when I saw him wrestle. It was insane how much he looked just like the Dynamite Kid. His moves were great. If he was in WWE,
was that a one-off?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'd like to see him in WWE. I'm telling you, they could make money on that kid. They really could. But back to today's pay-per-view. What is the next match we have on here?
Oh, the next championship match It's the TBS Championship. Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Moné.
Interesting here because I believe. Let's hold on. We got technical difficulties. We don't have the cooler right next to us.
Mercedes Moné.
I would. What do you do here? First of all, here's the problem with the storyline: is they're playing it off like she's Moné is upset with Willow Nightingale because she injured her. Anybody that's seen that match knows that Willow didn't hurt her. She hurt herself when she fell up the ring apron there and broke her own ankle. So the storyline right there is already faulted by anybody that watched the first match. And I didn't even watch the first match. I just went back and watched the highlights, and I've seen other people talk about it. Therefore, the storyline is already fucked up. You're paying.
Not necessarily. Now, I'll defend this because compared to some of this other shit that we have to put up with, at least it did happen. So they were wrestling each other. Mercedes did get injured, and if she is, as you can see, as like a slowly turn. She started as a face, her debut in her hometown in Boston, and now she's turned heel. I mean, and
is there another woman that's worse on the mic than her?
I don't know if that
the piped in CEO chance.
Shabani.
How dare you say something negative about my man Tony Schiavone? No, she's came in. They're paying her. I've heard upwards of $3 million per year.
She's a huge name.
She was a huge name.
Yeah, and where'd that go? How long ago was that? Like 2 months?
No,
3 months.
You're saying that when they signed her, she was a huge name when she left WWE. She was
a huge name
she's
when
been
they
on
signed
the
her.
Mandalorian. She's been on these shows. Yes, they've only brought her down. This company has only brought down her, and now she's got to be a heel.
They went all the way from her. They did nothing to exploit her strengths and did everything to accent her fucking weaknesses.
Yes,
it's nuts.
Yeah, I would not have her out there doing commentary during matches, but yet then they try to make it.
Was she all for this? Was this shit her idea?
Who knows? No, I did hear that they signed the lady. What was her name? Peppercorn or Pepperovich or whatever. Pepper Day, and that she was the one that was helping Sasha Banks in WWE. She left
fucking shit.
Well, yeah. Do you have this? You're paying this woman $3 million per year. It's her first match. Do you have her lose? First of all, I would not have booked her in a title match in her first match. That's dumb. That's bad booking. Lazy booking.
It was logical because of the history that she had with Willow.
You didn't have to focus on that, though. They chose to focus on that.
Willow had the title. Probably in their heads when they signed her, it was like, she's going to be.
Then don't put the title on Willow.
Listen, in their heads, probably when they signed her, huge deal. Let's get a title on her as soon as we can. That's probably what they're thinking. And it's backfired on them. Like, everybody's huge on Willow right now. Not big on her. But at the end of the day, you're pretty much, you fucking painted yourself into the corner.
Yes.
You can't do, okay, so you're finally getting Willow over. So now you're gonna beat her because you can't not let Mercedes win the title. You signed her and paid her all this money. You need to put that money front and center. You know what I mean? So everybody can see it. But at the same time, Willow is more over than Mercedes right now.
I don't. Willow is.
You fucked yourself.
Did you not watch? I think.
So did you waste money, or are you wasting the momentum?
He's always wasting money. That's not a question.
Did you waste money? Or did you waste the momentum that you got with Willow?
Both. Here's
Depends on what they do.
Well, did you watch Rampage? It was either on Rampage. I believe it was Rampage. They had where something's going to happen here. I think Statlander is going to turn. I think Statlander is
jealousy,
or they're going to turn. I think that Tony's dumb enough that even though Willow Nightingale's over, they're going to turn her and Statlander against. They're going to turn them heel versus Moné.
What?
Yeah.
You're not turning Willow heel.
I believe that they are. Did you not watch Rampage?
That would be terrible.
They had both of them attack her on Rampage.
Well, the bitch deserved it.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying.
Somebody should jump that bitch every time she puts her hand on a microphone. Get her the fuck away from the microphone.
this is another one where it's just the booking is so bad and it's dumb. You didn't have to have this match right now, or you didn't have to put the title on Willow.
And what's it going to look like anyway, as far as visually in a wrestling match? This is her first. I'm sure she's done some little warm ups and some drills and stuff in the ring. This is her first match back in what, over a year?
Over you, yes.
There's ring rust. Trust me,
Yes.
I know from not wrestling and then going back to wrestling. There's always ring rust. Always. You're going to have hiccups. And these guys know each other, so maybe you get less. You're banking on that they know each
I
other.
just wouldn't have had her shown up. I know they was in Boston and they wanted to do that. I just wouldn't have brought her in until she was ready to wrestle. Had her wrestle some matches. So this wouldn't have been her first match for the title. I just don't see how they don't. And I believe they're going to do something stupid where they're going to turn Willow Nightingale heel with Statlander.
Right. They already established the fact on Dynamite, the last one, that Mercedes is the heel.
This is the company that does this shit, man. My thing is, Mercedes Moné wins the TBS title tonight. Willow Nightingale, they end up turning heel and attacking her afterwards, unless they turn heel before then. And either way, Mercedes Moné wins tonight. She might not win the title. She might win by DQ, but Willow Nightingale and Statlander and Oakley Hathaway, they turn.
It's not even close to his name.
What is it?
I don't fucking know.
It's something Hathaway.
Yeah.
They turn
Stokely,
Oakley, whatever. They turn, and she wins because they want her to be a face. They're paying her too much money, and they want her to be face. So it's my opinion that Mercedes Moné wins. She either may win the title, she may not, but she's going to win.
I don't know how she would cheat. She don't have a manager unless Stokely.
No, she's not going to cheat. I'm saying
Stokely turns on Willow and backs Moné. Now you could do that. I don't like it still, but I think you could do that.
I'm just saying Moné wins.
I'm calling that for tonight.
So you're saying what?
That Stokely turns on Willow, goes with Mercedes, and Mercedes wins.
Okay. So we both say Mercedes Moné wins, just different ways. What's the next match we have here?
Next match is the AEW Women's World Title, Toni Storm versus Serena Deeb.
Okay. Serena Deeb, phenomenal wrestler. She can wrestle. She's not great on the mic. I don't like putting her on the mic too much. Phenomenal wrestler. Toni Storm can do it all. I think that they're starting to run her thing into the ground. Her whole
I don't. That's
chin up, tits out, watch for the shoe.
When I watch those shows, that's the one thing I still like. I know other people say they run it to the ground or it's gotten too silly, but it's the one thing that stands out to me that I actually like. I love, like, she makes me laugh. She's a good wrestler. She's good on the mic. She's got basically a manager and butler. She's got a lackey in Mariah May, which is also a good wrestler and looks hot as shit. Serena Deeb, and they've been saying this for weeks. This feud started out as Deeb as the face and Toni as the heel, and it's totally backfired on them.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Toni.
Yeah.
And now they don't like Serena. Serena just a few weeks ago was proclaiming her illness. And now they're going against it. They don't give a shit.
Oh my God, yeah, she come out
guess
there.
what? I'm with them. I don't give a shit either.
But she can wrestle. She
can wrestle. I agree with you there.
Yeah,
but
what was that? What was that she came out and said?
I tell you though, I watched. She had a match, I believe, with Deanna, and then she had a match with Mariah May. And I've seen her wrestle in the past, and they were kind of, I don't know, because she just came back too from an injury. But
she's a professor, right?
Yes, but they were, the matches were choppy. Like, I know she's a good wrestler. I've seen her wrestle good matches, and she still does good things, but there were some fuck ups in there. Like like I said, again, ring rust maybe, but there was some choppy shit in there.
Yeah. Man,
when you have that, even when you're good and you're not injured and you're not, you have mistakes, you have fuck ups here and there. I mean, no one's perfect.
I don't know. I'm just still not into it. You know what? When I see this match, you know what I say to myself? Where is Jamie Hayter?
And Britt Baker, both of them, yeah.
Now, Jamie Hayter was a hell of a champion. She dropped that belt. They said she had an injury. It's been a year.
Yeah.
Where the hell is Jamie Hayter? That's what it says. I would rather see Jamie Hayter versus Tony Storm. But Tony Storm keeps the belt, is what I'm saying.
Are they waiting for Britt or Jamie to get back to make her drop it?
I have no clue.
I think she's the best option for the champion at the time, but she has the most in-depth character. She, like I said, her wrestling solid. She has, a group behind her to help her out, and to further storylines and stuff like that. So,
who do you say? I say Tony Storm keeps the AEW World Women's title.
She does. I say she does too. Like I said, they got to be waiting for Jamie Hayter because, all right, now they brought in Deonna Purrazzo, pushed her straight to the top to have a feud and fight with Tony Storm. Tony Storm retains the title. Now Serena Deeb comes back from injury. They're pushing her super hard, and I think she's going to beat her. Didn't she just defend against Thunder too?
Yeah, she beat Thunder, and then the match before that,
coming back from injury, trying to push her to the moon.
But no, I'm talking about Tony Storm. Tony Storm's last opponents was she beat Thunder Rosa, then before that she beat Deonna Purrazzo.
So they got to be waiting on Jamie Hayter or Britt Baker, one of those two.
I can't imagine that's Britt Baker. Wrestling wise,
Britt Baker's over though. We all know that.
I don't know, but so who do you say?
I say Tony
Storm. All right, so we both agree on that one. I think we got 2 matches left.
Yes.
So I believe that they will finish with that last match that you have. So the AEW World Title match, Swerve Strickland with Nana returning. I saw him the other night. It was nice.
That was pretty cool. Even though that he did that, and Swerve should have gave Christian his come-ups. They let him climb on top of the car while Christian DDT'd Swerve to try to, to get away.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why do you even have the car stop if you're not going to let the guy finally catch him and beat the shit out of him?
I feel you.
Instead, you let him, take over.
Swerve Strickland versus Christian. I could have saw them doing this with Christian back when he had the TNT title and he had that momentum. With Nick Wayne, Nick Wayne's mom, you got Dino Douche, aka what is he even going by? Kill Switch now?
Kill Switch, just so terrible.
Yes. Swerve doesn't lose. This is his first pay-per-view match with having the title. Swerve Strickland pulls out the win, keeps the belt, defeats Christian. That's my opinion.
Well, you know how big of a fan I am of Swerve.
Yeah.
I was calling this probably 6-8 months before Swerve won the title. I was telling you, I like this guy. I like how he works.
Oh, no, I know. Whenever somebody says whose house, I say Swerve's house.
I say my house, motherfucker.
It's Swerve's house.
But they tried to. The problem is they're building all these matches with even the ones that they try to build, they're building it with 3 weeks. I mean,
yes.
Sometimes it's not long enough.
It's not. And I believe that they have not treated Swerve right.
Oh my God, they have just beat the fucking shit out of him.
But they just done.
When he was a heel, he beat the shit out of everybody, including their kids in the fucking crib. Now that he's a face, he just gets his ass whipped.
He should be on the same level as Cody Rhodes in WWE as their champion, and it's not. He feels more like Damian Priest.
You want to make your title legitimate,
but he feels more like Damian Priest as champion.
Yeah, and then you got Moxley as the Cody Rhodes version.
Who they had in the main event that first Dynamite after he won the title, after Swerve won the title, you had Jon Moxley in the main event, and Swerve was the opener, wasn't he?
Yes.
And you wonder why you have problems, Tony Khan. So are we both? Who do you say? You say Swerve goes over? Of course. I can't imagine you going against that.
No, I say Christian's a former champion. But
where?
There. He's won the title there.
Not the world title.
Oh, yeah.
No, he hasn't. Christian?
Yeah.
No. I am so sorry, people, that he said something stupid like that. There's only been.
Don't fucking apologize until you.
He's only had a few champions there. I can name them all off. You're wrong. They've only had 8 total champions, and some of them have been multi-time champions, like CM Punk and Moxley. Christian never won it. He won it. He won the NWA World's title when he was in TNA, and he won the WWE whichever title, Raw, SmackDown, whatever you want to say, when he was there. I think he won it twice there. He's never won this belt.
I thought he did it like during.
No. He's been the TNT champion twice, I
there
believe.
was an injury or suspension or
No.
something like that.
My God, people, I'm so sorry. I threw him on this podcast. I thought he was knowledgeable. Christian as the AEW World Champion. They could have put the belt on him at one time, and you might not have cared. Now, nobody cares. Christian's an afterthought. And he delivered one of the best lines when Edge asked him to, let's put back the ENC connection, and he said, go fuck yourself. One of the best lines. And since then, downhill. I don't know if he's tagging Nick Wayne's mom. I don't know what's going on there, but
I think he has a wife. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he does. But regardless,
is it silly that like this has been brought up? Besides the dinosaur, that she's the biggest member of the group?
Yes, that's true. The biggest member of the group is Kill Switch.
That's a big bitch.
Yeah, but
I don't care. I still.
He's never won the title.
I still tag it.
I think it's because she wears those high heel shoes all the time. But regardless,
if I was kid, I say keep shoes on, bitch.
Regardless, she does not win the belt. We're going to put that belt right back around on Swerve, and I believe that you're going to say the same thing too, right? Because
I don't know how you couldn't.
Look, we got to talk about this main event.
You're waiting for something else to come along. Ospreay.
No, just
MJF. Do you remember before MJF they had a little altercation in the hallway?
Yes,
those two. So I don't know. I say Swerve retains.
Swerve retains on both sides. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes of it.
This is not the fucking meat and
potatoes.
This is not.
This is
you fucking taking the trash.
This is a dumpster fire.
You're looking for your corner baggie that you lost, so you dump out all the trash on the floor.
We have in what do they call this match?
Anarchy in the arena.
Anarchy in the arena match, and you have the Elite, who is the Young Bucks.
Matthew and Nicholas, call them by their fucking name.
Matthew and Nicholas Jackson.
I'll find your fucking ass right
now. With them is Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Just Jack. We don't call him Jungle Boy anymore. He's Jungle Man Jack Perry.
And
so show some respect.
And who's the other guy there with the little coin master?
The pawn shop owner, Okada.
Cody.
The $1 billion pawn master, Okada.
Cody, as JC would say. So we got them taking on
what you got is you got 4 bland motherfuckers fighting against 4 other fucking washed up, never was going to be.
Well, let them know who it is. Who's Team AEW?
And 2 fucking
Brian Danielson,
the ground motherfuckers.
They originally had our boy D'Lo, aka
Kingston,
Eddie Kingston, but he got hurt legitimately. They pulled him out, and they have replaced him now with Darby Allin and FTR.
Darby Allin, I thought, was injured, and he just makes me react.
He got hit with a bus. He broke his ankle, then he got hit by a bus in New York City.
Got quit skateboarding. Darby.
He wasn't. He was walking across the road.
Oh, just walking, you say. Walking, not paying attention.
Yes.
Not doing what his mother taught him, hopefully, and looking both ways.
In this match,
Mama Allen was a bitch, and she never taught her kid to look both ways.
Well,
forgive me, Darby.
The big question is, will Tony Khan be there for this?
He was there the other night with a fist bump to Darby. He said, nice pink fucking jacket guy, go do your business. And then Darby came out with a flamethrower that he didn't know how to turn fuck off, evidently.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for something bad to happen. Where like maybe he accidentally puts the fucking torch down and burns up Danielson's hair.
I see the Elite winning this, but my hopes is that tonight, which why he would come in and interfere in this, but I'm hoping that MJF, who I just read the reports, is ready to return. They might save it for the Long Island show, but I'm hoping that he comes in there and just says, fuck you to the AEW team, fuck you to the Elite, and says, fire me, you mark-ass bitch. I want to see him come back, but I want to see him in WWE. But my money is that he comes in tonight and does something, but unfortunately that probably won't happen, and the Elite will pull out a win.
Now, as I said, this is not necessarily in order. So what if instead you're just assuming MJF because you're thinking this is his last match, which is when you would want to bring him out. But what if it was reversed and this match happened before the swerve in the cage, and then you would see MJF come out and then, correct?
Yeah,
You would think?
I would. Yeah, because he's coming back to get his belt. But why wouldn't he cost Roddy the title to Ospreay? He doesn't care about Ospreay. He cares about getting back.
No, that's why I said swerve and Cage, Christian Cage. If these matches are not in order, how they put them, if all Anarchy in the Arena is first, and then the main event is actually Swerve and
I just want to see MJF. This company is in dire need of
I just
him.
don't say. I'm sure they would make up a fucking reason for him to interrupt Anarchy in the Arena.
Because it doesn't make any sense. Why would he care either way?
With the belt, he would care because he won his title back.
That does make sense. So that's probably why that won't happen. Because it makes sense.
For God's sakes.
I just want my wrestling to make some kind. And I'll talk shit about WWE if it doesn't make sense. But AEW, how many times does it make sense? All the time. I just want to see MJF. This company has been downhill since before MJ left. It was going downhill, but it's went down even faster. It's snowballed since he's left. And I don't even know if MJF can bring this company back. And I would much rather see him in WWE because I think Triple H could turn him from the star that he is now into, a colossal star. Him and Cody at next year's WrestleMania, my God. But the only way of saving this pay-per-view from being a shitstorm, which all the AEW people will say, 5 stars to every match, it was phenomenal, while everybody else will sit back and say, what the fuck was you watching? There'll be some good matches on it. I'm not saying that. But MJF is needed on this pay-per-view to save it. Who do you think wins this?
I could have said this about almost every match here, and I did on one. I don't give a fuck. Who gives a fuck? No one gives a fuck. I don't see the Elite as booking themselves to do a job.
It's really Tony Khan booking, though. Let's be honest.
No, I understand, but they definitely got a say in what goes on around there. Definitely.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think every wrestler there has a little bit of a say.
But let's be honest. If you're doing a storyline and you're going to do it right, you would not have the Elite lose here. You would have them beat this. First of all, it's got FTR in it anymore.
Unless Tony puts himself in the match. We forgot about that and said MJF. What if it's Tony?
Oh, that is the mastermind behind it all.
That costs the Elite the match.
No, he won't.
He won't.
He'll
be
turn
on their
heel.
side.
He'll turn heel.
He'll be on their fucking
because
side.
that's what he wants to be. He's always wanted.
He just wants to be on the Elite. It's not like he wants to be heel. He just wants to be with the Elite.
They had to put him in the hospital from coming all over himself when he got hit with the Meltzer driver by the Bucks. That was a dream come true for him. I'm one of the boys. No, Dad, I'm one of the boys. I don't know. I don't see the Elite losing here.
I'd love to be in a fucking locker room with him one time.
I bet you would. All right, well, we're going to round it out by saying the Elite wins this. And they should, if you're going to continue the storyline that you've created, because it makes sense, but that's probably why they'll do something weird. FTR, anytime that they're in any kind of main event, they've been losing lately. Why would that? It shouldn't continue. It should continue because they should lose. But that is our preview of AEW tonight.
If Darby Allin shows up in that pink fucking parquet again, I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
Well, don't be shocked. Don't be shocked. Maybe we'll get Sting to come out and he'll be the new GM that Tony Khan has signed to run the company.
Yeah, drop fucking Tony Khan on his head for real.
Well, that was our review of AEW. Watch it tonight, illegally
trash.
or whatever, however you want to.
Please, if you can do it illegally, please do it. These people don't deserve your fucking money.
But hey, we'll be doing some more of these. We've been gone for a long time, but we got it going back on. Senor D'Lo, who knows what the hell? I think he was recovering. Who knows? He almost had to beat up his sister yesterday. So God bless that man.
Love you, Kim.
So hopefully we'll have D'Lo back on here soon and everything else. But we want to get back. We want to be doing these. Schedules have made it hard. Bennett's been working 80-hour shifts, threatening to quit and go work at Burger King if he has to.
Burger King.
So, but anybody that watches this, we appreciate it. Make sure you hit like and subscribe if you haven't. And we'll see you guys all on the next episode.
Go fuck yourself.